Let's talk about something other than political parties in this video, right? This is a continuation of the government, but we don't have to be talking about just the political parties or political systems that are in play, right? There are things called social movements, right? Now, social movements are able to mobilize masses of people to further political goals, like the civil rights movement, the Black Lives Matter movement. In Bangladesh, we had the Shahbag movement, the transport protests that happened by the students. So the question comes then that all these movements mentioned are said to be have taken in democratic nations, right? The ones that I just mentioned. So why would the people need to get down on the streets? Why would they need to fight for their rights? We're supposed to be democratic in nature. Now, it's this idea of going down and demonstrating to push an ideological change is based on theories of power, how there are different understandings of how power is distributed in a society. A common view is the pluralist model, where power is seen as being very widely distributed. In this view of politics, uh, in this view, sorry, politics is a matter of negotiation, where you would be able to negotiate with everyone in society having an equal amount of say. You know, people having the same voice in the process of creating the rules that are being dictated by the government or dictated by whoever is being put in power. Because we, as the people, then would have a voice to say something. But this was something that was used in sociology in the 50s and 60s. It was linked with the constructionist functionalist view theory. View sees social movements as, or as irrational outbursts. Their view is, why disturb something that already works? The government is doing something. You are able to speak up. Your voice is being heard by the government. So what issue is there really, right? Now let's look at other models. Yeah, and we'll talk about more about these theories, hopefully in class. After you watch these videos, I hope you get a brief understanding of what is happening. And then we were able to discuss more about the situations in person, in class. In the power elite model, which is a different model, social movements make perfect sense. This sees political power as being concentrated in the hands of small groups, right? Especially among the very rich. Now, I think we can all relate and understand that this is probably the most usual case in society nowadays, right? I think it's very difficult for us to not see it as such. It is the interest of the people to take part in protest in these situations, right? To have their voices heard, because it's only the elites then that are dictating the ways in which life is being handled. Society is putting out, society is being regulated. Certain rules, regulations, changes in economic systems, everything of the sort. It's now no longer in the hands of the people. It's only in the hands of those elites who have different positions based on social status, economic status, and so on and so forth, that we talked about in stratification, right? While there's something else on the flip side. It's the Marxist political economic model. This holds the stance that both of the other models really miss the point. Here, power is evenly distributed, but also not held by by strictly political elite. Okay. Instead, the cause of the imbalance of power is seen as being systemic, and the powerful few are seen as the products of a particular economic system. So, what Marx is basically trying to say here is that to have any meaningful change in the political system is to change the underlying economic system. This is what many sociologists believe, and many economists also believe today, right? And I hope what we learned here in these videos are able to engage your minds in asking particular questions of your society, into looking into the nitty-gritty things that are actually, you know, that are in play in society, where you are not just where you shouldn't just be okay with what's happening, but also be knowledgeable about the things happening around you. And I hope this is what we're able to do here in giving you an understanding about sociology through SOC 101. Thank you. That was the end of the last video.